Moments with Dr. Greta are brought to you by the Ashley Clinic in Chanute, Kansas. It's the small things in life. Yeah, a lot of times we take things for granted. And if we can get into good, healthy habits, we even take those for granted sometimes. Case in point, flossing. Ever thought about that as a small thing in life? Well, there was an interesting study from the American Stroke Association, and this was presented at their International Stroke Conference recently, about a 25-year study on cavities and on bacteria causing stroke. It seems like that many people have a particular bacteria in their mouth called strep anginosus. And if they don't take care of their teeth, which means brushing and rinsing, but also doing the flossing, this can get into the blood system. The white cells try to attack this strep anginosus, but they end up making clots, blood clots instead, and those clots can go to the brain and cause strokes and can go to other areas as well. What they were talking about was getting into a good habit. And so how do you teach your children to floss? Well, according to the National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research, there are a few things. First of all, when you have the string, the floss string, you want to go back and forth, saw back and forth. Don't just snap down to the gum because you can cause gum damage that way. Also, get the feel for what that is like on each tooth. And you can look in the mirror and kind of get used to it, but the idea is that you ultimately learn what it feels like as you're sawing back and forth slowly between each tooth. You'll do a better job. Be sure you have enough floss. Sometimes there's little devices that use the floss, but if you use the big floss, just be sure it's large enough to go around your fingers so you really have control. Sometimes, said Pooh, the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. Pay attention to the small things. Oh, and as you're chasing around that little small thing at your house, be sure and teach them to floss and give them a hug.